folks. Thanks for joining me today. So, today is day 10 of my 12 days before Christmas, or 11 days before Christmas and Christmas Day. Um, so, I'm so excited about this one. It turned out so pretty. So I did a base coat of white first, and I just used a brush. And you'll see that as I'm brushing this blue on here, you can see those brush strokes. But this is what I do to fix that. So I put another coat on, and I use my sponge dauber to sort of smooth everything out, so you don't actually end up seeing the brush strokes. And that's one way to get rid of them. The other way is I could have sponged on the base coat of white first, but I really liked how it turned out. So this is dry, and look at the different colors because of the white that's shining through. And it really gives the ambiance that I was going for nighttime. And I'm doing a street light. So if you had seen the thumbnail at the beginning, or at the, like, what made you click on this, um, it's a street light in the middle of a snowstorm, and I'm just using the same colors and putting in some white to add in some extra light glows, I guess. This was really fun. It was easy to do, and I really hope you enjoy it. And it was just something that I had seen many Christmas cards like this that had this single light post or street lamp glowing in a snowstorm. So I had to paint it. So I'm using my finger dauber for the most part, doing the snow base on the bottom. And then I do use it up on the top with, I think it's pale yellow that I use for the actual lantern at the top. And it was just really fun and easy to do. A lot of blending. So this is a good one to practice your blending on. And I just used white and blue. I think the blue is Midnight blue that I used. I can't exactly remember, but I also show you a brand new technique. So keep watching because it was really fun and easy to do, and it just gives that feeling of snow. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up. So I'm painting on more of the dark blue again because I needed it wet. And then I'm just sponging on, and it looks like a very big area, but then I come in with my paintbrush. And this gives me the strokes that I want. So in this particular part of the painting, I do want my brush strokes to show because it gives the illumination kind of an appearance. So that's what I'm doing here. And I just go all the way around, and I just keep doing it in circles. And I guess it's kind of another way of blending because I'm adding some of the darker blue back in, but it's mixing in with the lighter blue that's already applied. So it gives that gradient look, and um, by leaving the brush strokes in, it gives that circular motion on the painting. So really turned out really well. I really liked doing this. It was fun, and I hope you give it a try. So I am just using the edge of the brush now. It's an angle brush that I'm using, and I'm just using the edges to continue with the swirls. Now here's that cool technique. You have an old toothbrush, dip it into some white paint, run your thumb over it, and look at the splatters. And then just to add a little bit more to it, I take my fine lining brush, dip it into the white, and I just put dots. You can use dotting tools in this part as well. They would work too. But I didn't have my dotting tools out. So I just used my paintbrush, and I just, wherever I wanted a snowflake to go, I put it in. Then I'm using my blending brush that I made myself, and I've got some pale yellow, and I'm just putting it on where the center part of the lantern or the street lamp will be. So then I'll paint over top of it and it just gives that illumination. So once I got that on, I took another brush that was dry and just really smudged it all over so that it had this appearance of more softness, so it wasn't as bright. And then I just go in and I paint the lantern over top. So I center the actual top of the lantern in the center of the yellow circle that I just painted on, but um, I let some of that yellow sort of be on the outside of the lantern because you really want that illusion of the light that's glowing from the actual lantern. So, and I just use lines, uh, longer, some are longer than the others, just to build up the base, or I guess it's the top. Um, and then I curve it in as I come down to the bottom part of the lantern. So you'll see what I'm talking about as I go along, but it's already taking shape. And this didn't take me a long time to do. I think this rock in total took me 22 minutes. I have sped it up so that you're not watching 22 minutes, but basically it's a very quick and easy one to do, and it turned out so beautiful. So I just continue on putting on the black lines and just building it up. I got to put in the back part of the lantern, so that's what these are, sort of to make it look like a square. And I just continue on with putting on lines that are shorter than the other just to make it look like it's sitting on sort of like a pedestal. As you continue to watch me paint, I just want to send out a reminder to everyone to make sure you give me that thumbs up if you like this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And ring the bell. That'll give you a notification every time I post something new. I also want to thank everyone who has subscribed and continues to come back to view my videos that I post. And to all those who comment, um, I love reading your comments. I do my best to reply as quickly as I can. Um, but I do truly love them all and I read them all. And I'm so fortunate to have all of you coming onto my channel and watching what I have to teach you. Um, and it's a huge compliment to me as an artist to have you take those tips and tricks and apply it to your own painting. The best way to show me is to show me. So go on over to my Facebook page. There is a link in the description below, and you can join my group and you can post your paintings there, and I'd love to see them. So make sure that you pop on over there after the video. And just another little note, everything that I used for this painting is listed in the description below. So that includes the paint colors, the brand names of those paint colors, um, any of my blending brushes or my finger daubers, all of that is listed in the description below. So go check that out as well afterwards. The mold that I used for this stone was from the Happy Dotting Company, another great place to go to get your own molds. It's just there, it's full of information down there. So make sure you go and you check out the description and head on over to my Facebook page. So as I have been telling you all of that great information, I've been busy painting away here, and I've got the post done, and then it's got to have a base. So I painted the base on there, and I had painted on some white, and then I repainted over top with black because it was too much. So now I'm just adding some snow sprigs, I guess, like where the snow may have fallen at the base and on top of the base and on top of the lamp itself. So just using my blending brush, I did that. Now I got to dress it up for Christmas. So I am sponging on with my smallest homemade blending brush, some dark green, and white. So all I did was I loaded one side of the brush with white and the other side of the brush with green. So then when I dabbed it on, then it all already like automatically blended for me. And I just spiraled it around, and then I went back in with some black paint and brought out the post a little bit more. And now I'm putting on a little red bow at the top. And you've got to add a little bit of light bloop, so light coming that's cascading from the lamp is shining down onto the bow. And I do that up with just adding a little bit of white and sponge it out a little bit. So once I'm finished that, then I'm going to put on some of the white shimmer glitter paint to make the snow really, really sparkle. So I don't know if you've ever noticed after a fresh snowfall and then the sun comes out, it's like little diamonds that are filtered throughout the snow. If you're not in an area that has snow, um, I'm telling you, it's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in nature. And the way that it just sparkles is beautiful. So that's why I'm doing this. The snow is still kind of lightly falling, but the illumination of the street lamp is shining down and is making it look all glittery and little diamonds all over the place. So now I'm just adding a little bit of some of the white glimmer to the top of the snow, the whiter sides of the snow, just to give it a little bit more definition and a little bit more sparkle. I also add some of this to the garland that is wrapped around the post of the lamp, a little bit on the top of the bow, and then I also do some on the lantern itself because you got to think about wherever snow falls, where it's going to land, and just add a little bit there. So that's what I do here. I'm just adding a little bit on the top just to give it that real wintry kind of Christmassy look. So once that's done, I let it dry. I give it a coat of resin and it's finished. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.